Good morning and welcome back to episode 10
It's a big
of
one.
Car Boot Banter. 10 episodes.
And I know it's been a while since we did the last episode. We've been
Yeah.
busy. There's been a lot of things, a lot of events. Big one in between was ADMA. I know a lot of you came down to see us for ADMA and you gave us grief for the gap in the episodes.
ADMA was awesome. Great event. Big shout out to Davies Events for
Yeah,
setting
it
up
was.
our stand.
It was.
Really, really awesome. And we had the famous restored Isuzu Wasp on display, which was, I hope you came down
And it
saw
was famous. I mean,
was
the attention
famous.
it got a little bit annoying in the sense that people weren't really interested in the new vehicles. The amount of people I tried to say, oh, would you want to have a look at the V-Cross? No.
No, everyone wanted to see the Wasp instead of a brand new car, to the point that we almost covered it up on the last day.
Yeah, but to me it was quite something, the fact that everyone had a story with a Wasp. I mean, prior to us finding it in Bulawayo, we didn't really know.
I'd never heard of a Wasp
Yeah.
before.
But there was just so many stories. Everyone, Opa took their dad to school, or it was their dad's first farm vehicle. Or my favorite story though was an elderly gentleman who came in and told us about when they were young bucks. They got the bright idea that I think it was 6 or 8 of them. So a whole bunch in the back, 2 in the front rotating. Thought they were going to go from Kadoma to Beira for the weekend. Not realizing 50 k's an hour in the diesel was a real push. So
they got there by the end of the weekend.
yeah, they piled in, got there I think 4 o'clock in the morning, had a very short Saturday in Beira and then piled back in so they could make it back before work. But I mean...
Do you know what was a common comment about that Wasp when people came looking? There were 2 types, but I actually didn't realize, because we've got the petrol version. And everyone came and checked to see whether it was the petrol version or the diesel version. Apparently the diesel version was an absolute dog. Like, it didn't want to start, even on a warm, sunny day. So if you've got any personal stories about the Wasp, or in particular the diesel Wasp, please do share them with us. It's very interesting to see, like, the history of these vehicles, and there's a little bit of nostalgia there.
Especially considering Isuzu is one of the largest diesel engine manufacturers.
I know. Well, they've come a long way. They start very easily now, that's for sure. Speaking of new diesels, the other car we had on display there was finally the new Isuzu X-Rider.
Yes.
We had that on display, the Islay grey one.
Now in the fleet, now
in the
available
fleet.
for test drives.
Yep, that's the car I've been driving at the moment. I got to admit, that's a very cool car.
I'm very impressed. I think that interior and the X-Rider details. I mean, the last one you had the trim pieces on the outside and a couple small things on the inside, but their attention to detail now and the swapping out of standard trim pieces for the X-Rider trim pieces with the fading red and the X-Rider symbols.
Oh, it looks...
It's a great interior.
It looks incredible. That leather, the red stitching, it really feels luxurious to drive, but at the same time you do get that sporty feel, that red trim everywhere. It does make you feel like a little bit of a boy racer, especially the manual that I'm driving. And from the outside, it just looks magnificent. And look, by now, I'm sure most of you have seen what the new X-Rider looks like, but it is available for test drive. So if you do want to get behind the wheel and have a crack, then please come down and come look at one.
Yes, no, definitely worthwhile. I think it fits perfectly in between all the spec levels as well.
Yeah.
And it's 1.9, so it's the smaller engine, by no means underpowered.
No, not at all. Incredibly economical, like around town, like literally between 11 and 12 k's per litre in the manual, which is fantastic. I've yet to take it out on the open road. Hope to do that later in the year.
Yeah. But then you get all the high-spec interior stuff and the comforts and the luxury, and it's a really nice thing. So if you're particularly bomby around town and you just want something economical that's still going to let you overtake and pull out and have your comforts, I think it's a perfect spec level.
Fully agree. I reckon we're going to sell a lot of those.
Yeah, they have done very well. Definitely. And then on new ones, we both saw the release. We saw it on a couple of online car magazines, and then we saw the Isuzu Japan release on the new facelift
MU-X. Yeah, one of these is already getting an upgrade. It's the new, they call it the next peak. I don't think we're going to get that branding here, but it's the new Isuzu MU-X, and the new one looks phenomenal. The front end has changed, the back end looks amazing. Like, I thought you couldn't make the back end of this MU-X look better, but sheesh, it's come a long way. And there's an RS model.
Yes, that's what I'm excited about. I wonder if that's kind of like the X-Rider, but for the MU-Xs. Because again, it's a lot of blacking out,
It's very sporty looking.
Yeah,
the interior
incredible.
is very sporty. So we can't wait to get up.
Yeah, and a couple of really cool changes. So from the Japan release, it looks like the dash will come with a 7-inch multimedia screen into the dash, which I imagine will give you a lot of information and
A really cool new feature is a 360-degree camera.
Yes,
which
yes,
is
that's
new
also
for
coming.
Isuzu. That's going to be a lot of people have asked about that on these models, and we can finally say we're getting one. So that's incredible.
Yeah, so hopefully those start rolling out into the global market.
Yeah, soon enough. I can't imagine it'll be too soon for us here. Maybe in the new year, hopefully. Maybe towards the end of the year. You never know. Yeah. 4x4 side, what's going on your end?
So workshops have been busy with the normal styling accessories, lots of traffic coming through, but the exciting thing is we have one of the new 5-door Jimnys in there.
Hey!
And Wild Dog, they pushed for us because we knew this vehicle was coming and we ordered specifically for it, so they did a lot of prototype stuff to change things because it's a different chassis and compared to the 3-door. But yeah, so we're doing Wild Dog fronts and rears, we've got a roof rack brought in, and no, it's going to look really good. We'll put some social media content up. But they're very cool little 4x4s.
We've been dying to get out a Jimny. I mean, for the longest time. The two cars we haven't got our hands on was a Jeep, like a Wrangler to get out, which we actually ended up doing a little bit on, didn't we? And the Jimny. So I think when we get that Jimny done, we'll put that all over social media. And I'll tell you what, that'll help the Suzuki brand a lot.
And again, shout out to the Wild Dog guys. Great products. Everything bolts on so nicely. The lines are great.
Yeah.
And it just complements the vehicle because we've seen it in 4x4 Jamborees and everything, so capable.
Yeah, they actually are.
Yeah.
Right. So, a little bit of extra news to share with everyone. This is episode 10 of Cardboard Banter, but also, unfortunately, our last episode of Cardboard Banter.
The finale.
The finale. Would you like to tell the audience why, Phillip?
It is my fault. I am off to sail different waters professionally.
Okay.
So I'm leaving Waterworld after a great 3 years. I've really enjoyed it. I love the guys here. But just on to other things.
Yep, that's the way life goes. It's been an absolute pleasure. We've had a blast doing this series.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you might hear from us sometime down the future.
Yeah.
You never know.
Maybe we'll get something else going.
But we'll definitely be continuing to bring you content from Autoworld, from the Isuzu side, from the 4x4 side. But for the time being, I have to talk to myself, I guess. How the hell do I talk to myself?
Don't act like you don't do that all the time.
Shush.
And we are obviously grateful for you guys, the audience. You know, you've been great with feedback. You've been great with coming to find us at events. And not just the banter we have on the back of the car here, but the banter we have with you has been really good fun. And obviously, without you watching it, there would have been no reason to have made this. So, from us to you, thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. And we'll see you next time.
Cheers.
You're going to make me cry.
Good.